Hello everyone. April being the month of autism awareness, today we are here to continue with our series of parent sibling talk. This would provide a different perspective and point of view where there are two siblings in a family, where one is a child on the autism spectrum and one is a neurotypical child. We are trying to get an insight from like minded families and the way they share positivity amidst all the challenges. So, here we have our very own Shetties who are sharing their journey and insight on autism. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our channel, Autism and Beyond, a positive journey of GNB. Well, today we have a very charming couple with us, the Shetties, who have been a part of our journey for a very long time. They are blessed with two children, Dhriti and Ariana. And here we have with us, them sharing their reservations, their views, and a lot of insight on sibling relationship.
Well, our friendship with the Shetties goes back from the year 2013, wherein Joanne, Bryden, as well as Dhriti, they all three were on the spectrum, and our meetings were very, very frequent. And since then, our friendship has grown from strength to strength.
Well, along with being a very loving husband, Lailish is also an engineer by profession. And Aarti, along with being a very wonderful wife, I should say, and a loving mother, is also a legal consultant by profession, and she loves classical dancing. So, welcome Shetties, welcome Aarti and Lailish.
It's nice to have you on our show so that you can give your perspective and your insight, having two children, so that we can share your views along with the viewers.
So we'll start with our...
Hey, thanks for having us.
Yeah, our pleasure.
Thank you, Brian and Janice, for the introduction. And we are indeed lucky and blessed to have friends like you. And we have grown with you. Our children have developed and grown together. So we are happy to be here with you and sharing our experiences with the people watching this video.
Yeah, thank you so much. So we'll just start, if you can just give us a brief journey of your experience with Dhriti, and the thoughts, the reservations, the joys, everything that comes along when you all decided that Dhriti is needs a sibling, or you all need a second child. Please share.
Okay. Just to give a brief background on the way our journey started. When Dhriti was diagnosed with autism, she was 3. And at the time of diagnosis, we really didn't know anything about autism. So getting to know that she is on the spectrum, our entire life changed, and the changed its course. And initially we had a lot of challenges and difficulties and frustration, that is very common with the autism community. But slowly and gradually we got to know that they're not alone. There are many other parents like us who have children on the spectrum, and slowly we started building our network, and that's how we got to know you all as well. And we slowly and we then interacted with professionals, got help from them, and then we also did a lot of research and read upon things as to how to make the environment conducive for Dhriti's development and growth. So the journey has been like a roller coaster ride, and it still is at times. But now we have reached a stage with her where we know what her goal should be. Like initially when we started off, we wanted her to be part of the mainstream school. I mean, that was the ultimate goal, which we then slowly realized is not right. So now we have quite matured in our journey, and we have reached a phase where we are making goals for her, which we think are achievable by her and which are useful for her in her in her life. So initially,
the biggest challenge for us, or for any other parent who has a child on the spectrum, is to come to terms with accepting the fact that your child is different. And that is a real, takes time, and it takes really a long time to come to terms with it, to accept the fact. And parallelly, it throws your normal life out of off track. All the regular things that we used to do and we took for granted, literally before this thing happened, everything changes. Your friend circle changes, your aspirations change, your objectives change in life. Earlier, a lot of it is materialistic. We are always looking for the bigger house, the bigger car, or more amenities and all those stuff. And suddenly all those things don't matter. And then you know that, okay, the simple pleasures are what is going to drive your life, not all these materialistic things. And that sense was given to us by our special child.
Yeah.
I don't think we would have realized that if not for her, that what really we have to look for in life. So that is one of the biggest things that has happened to us after Dhriti was diagnosed with autism. Of course, it took us a lot of time to accept the fact. And there were a lot of changes in our lives professionally. Mainly, Aarti had to give up her job, a very well-to-do job where she was doing really well. She had to give that up for many years. Thankfully, with the grace of God, she's back in the fold now, and that helps her mentally a lot to deal with the situation. So, of course, and like you said, the introduction of our second child also helped a lot to us to give us a lot of peace of mind to deal with the situation of Dhriti, because as we all know, dealing with a child on the spectrum is a daily challenge. We come up with new challenges every day. We have to deal with it every day. There is a new thing that they do every day which we have to tackle. And no amount of and it's like you have to keep doing it every single day, which is it takes a toll.
Yeah.
Which really takes a toll. And because if you don't do it, if you give it up, maybe even for a few days, they are back to square one. So that is one big challenge that we have to deal with on a daily basis. So we are coping with it now. We have after so many years, we have found methods to tackle, and every child we have to tackle in an as an individual. There are no common tactics that can apply to all.
So initially, we never thought of going for a second child. So initially, it was very difficult and challenging just to manage Dhriti. So this thought of having a second child never crossed our minds. In fact, Lailesh and I, we consciously decided not to go for a second child because life was really tough for us, and we were also on a discovery learning phase with Dhriti. But a few years down the line, after the therapies and once we started seeing improvements in her, and as she grew, she also started, settling down a bit, calm, she calmed down, and then we realized that maybe, now it's the time to think of having a sibling for her who can be like a guardian angel or a support for her for the rest of her life. So with that in mind, and we were, after a few years, we were in a frame of mind which was quite positive, and we were actually looking forward to it. So both of us then thought, yes, now we are ready, and now maybe we can, think about having a sibling for Dhriti.
I think Aarti was the one who really pushed for it. I was still very apprehensive, fearing what if the story repeats again, what would happen?
Yeah, that fear is always there. So with those thoughts in mind, we did approach, the gynecologist, and we did all the necessary tests, like we did our DNA profiling, etc. And fortunately, all that came out. The reports came out well, and even the doctors told us to go ahead with it. Of course, the risks are always there. You never know what will happen. Autism, as you know, is a condition which will not,
and it cannot be
detected.
So we cannot
even with all the tests.
Not the reason behind it, basically.
Correct. But still, we thought we'll go for it, and we went ahead with it. And my pregnancy, everything was okay, and I delivered a healthy child. But still, even after the delivery, we still had those fears. So every time a milestone was to be reached, we were kind of eagerly waiting as to how the child achieves that milestone, and if there are any conditions or something, some triggers, some warning signs that we should be looking for.
Yeah.
So all those fears
Unknowingly we
were
look
there.
unknowingly we look
Yeah,
at
yeah, we have
You keep analyzing. You keep analyzing.
दूध का जला छाछ भी फूक के पीता है ना, it's like that.
So we were extra careful, but due to God's grace, everything went well, and
Journey, and it's a marathon because
Yeah.
it's
no 2 days are the same.
no 2 days at the same.
No one size fits all kind of, although we know with the experience what are the changes in our routine to be done, etc. But then the situation changes every day, so we need to take one day at a time.
And I really appreciate and thank both of you for giving us the insight, especially when Lailesh said, that our children do teach us a lot of things in life. There is a certain sort, we share as you were speaking, both of you all, we also identified our situation. Like we said, we also had a lot of aspirations when we got married, that
Yes.
we want a house and cars and whatever. And
Our
then-
child should be like this,
Yes.
should be going to this school.
yeah, child should be a
All
doctor, should be an engineer.
Yeah. Sometimes parents have lot of their own unfulfilled dreams that they look in
Exactly.
for a child,
Yes.
and when
We
you
force
come
it on the
across-
child.
yeah, when you come across such a kind of situation, then it's a complete 360-degree turn of your thoughts.
True. And it's also, if I may say that, our children keep us grounded many a times, that they
True,
tell
very
us,
true.
that this is actually.
We also realized, Janice, that we were running after all material things in life, like earning more money, like I said, having a bigger car, bigger house.
Yeah.
But then I think all you need is to have peace in the house and just love in
Very
the family, and
Yeah.
keeps you going.
Well, it must be really difficult, na? Having two children and, Dhriti being on the spectrum, striking a balance between both, because I'm sure both at some stage, convey their needs and their desires in different ways. So can you share, or give us an insight or throw some light on how you all manage to share a balance between both the children?
Okay, initially, Janice, when Ariana was born, my whole time and my whole attention was focused on Ariana. So at that point in time, I was not able to spend, much time with Dhriti. That's when, Lailesh, he took charge, and my in-laws, and we are in a joint family. So my in-laws are there. So my father-in-law took active participation in taking care of Dhriti. So he used to take Dhriti to school and get her back from school, take her for therapies, etc. So that way we were able to manage. And now that Ariana has grown a little, so what we do is, if I am doing something with Dhriti, taking her activities or therapies, so Lailesh spends that time with Ariana, so that she also feels that she's getting the attention from her parents.
Yeah.
And then weekends we try to have activities together. We take the girls out. So before COVID, we used to go to beaches, malls, etc., and spend weekends together. We used to go for movies. But now, since COVID has struck us, so we try to at least take them to the garden on weekends, go for cycling, do some sports activities together. In the home also, then we try to plan some activities where all four of us are involved, and the kids are enjoying or spending that much time with us. And I think for us,
Our main
COVID.
focus really is to sensitize Ariana to the fact that she has a sibling who is different. So, and it's very early days for her now, but as she grows and moves into the outside world, when she goes to school, she has her own set of friends. Then she has to deal with the fact that she has to introduce her sister to her set of friends or connections, and that will be a challenge for her, definitely. The more she is comfortable in her skin, having accepted the fact that she has a special sister, the better she will be able to deal with it later in life. Or else she will always be embarrassed, or she will try to hide the fact that she has a special sister. So that's something we have always tried to sensitize her, try to make her aware that, okay, always always appreciate your sister, what she's doing, always take care of your sister, what always keep a watch on your sister, things like that. And that she's been doing well so far. Let's
But
see how
it's right. But striking a balance is indeed difficult and challenging for us, especially because both of us are working. But we try to at least spend some amount of time in the evenings once our work is done. Then at least be with the kids, do something with them, or just do some musty with them so that they also enjoy their time with us. And with Ariana, she has her own friends who come home now because it's COVID, so they're spending time at home together. So we try to get Dhriti also involved, and Dhriti knows all of her friends by name, and her friends, but Ariana's friends also acknowledge Dhriti, so that is also a good thing. So that's how we try to, because she doesn't have her own friends, so at least we're trying to ensure she's part of Ariana's friend circle, and she's also involved in the play activities that they do. But yes, striking a balance is indeed difficult and challenging, but somehow we
as you guys are doing a great job of it, creating awareness. That's a big focus for us, to create awareness of what really autism is, and it can only happen with more people knowing about it and being sensitized about it. They really understand. It is not like they see somebody doing some things differently and they start judging. That's where the challenge comes. So if Ariana's friends or the outside world see Dhriti and accept her for what she is, that is a big goal for us. That's a big achievement for us. You can say that we have opened her up to the outside world, and people know about her and are aware of what she is and what she can, she can't. And as long as that happens and they accept it, there is no problem. The challenges for us reduce. Even if we are not there or anything like that, we know that people are aware. There is a group of people who are aware of this, and they will be sensitive to her needs.
Very true.
Yeah, exactly, because this is a beginning time, wherein we can do inclusion as much as possible when they are very small.
That's a key word.
Because then these kids are only going to be the future of tomorrow, who are going to drive the society of tomorrow.
And it's really very nice. Thank you so much for sharing, the insight of Ariana. Ariana, by the way, I just want to share with our viewers, we have a pet name for her, which is Pari. So we may address her in between.
We get confused between Pari and
we are so used to. They're so used to calling her Pari. We sometimes forget that her real name is Ariana.
Correct. So I want to, get our viewers aware of that. And it's so nice, that, it's such a good feeling. I can feel, that when Ariana gets her friends at home, and those friends, also are including Dhriti in the activities. It's such a blessing. This is the best thing about, having a sibling, and the inclusion automatically happening. We don't have to work much towards
the good thing. The good thing is that at this age, even the friends or the other kids are not judgmental.
Yes.
We can mold them.
They don't see Dhriti differently. They see her, okay, doing something differently, but okay. They are not judging her for that or trying to isolate her.
Yes.
Consciously.
That's really a blessing.
So, how was the time when Dhriti was the only child, and then with the addition of Ariana into the family? How different?
The initial few
were the
years,
two timings,
very, very different. You can say, like we said earlier, okay, it was a big decision for us to go for the second child. Given the history of Dhriti, we were always apprehensive. They will always talk about it being genetic, and it could pass on to your other kid also. So those questions were always hanging over our heads, and it was a big decision to take, to go for a second child. There's an 8-year gap between the two, Dhriti and Pari. So, you can say we were well past our prime age for having kids when we had our second child. So, anyway, with the grace of God, we went ahead, and so far things have, touch wood, turned out well. So you can say the times were very different, of course. Well, when Dhriti was the only child, we were always questioning ourselves, what will happen to her, what are the challenges she'll face in the world, because we know how the world works, right? So we know there are you have even the even the most competent people struggle. So it was always a challenge for us to deal with Riti, and especially in the early years she had a lot of issues. Of course, all the therapies and all have helped and calmed her down, so things got better later. But
Yeah, so life for us when Riti was only child was only about autism.
Yes.
So 24/7 we just think about the autism. How we get rid of whatever the uniqueness autism brings in our lives, and trying to just keep thinking about future, keep dreading about the future. But with Pari now, we all feel very positive about our lives as well as the future of our kids. With Pari around, we feel that Riti's life will be more secure. I mean, that's what we are hoping for, and she will always be around, and she'll be a guardian angel, somebody who will be part of her life, and somebody who will
always,
take care of
at least have watch over her, even if she's not physically there, but at least
true.
wherever she is.
Yeah, and it's very nice that you all are doing this right from the beginning, so it is automatically it's like an inclusion which is not, as I said earlier, it doesn't
it's not imposed, like,
and she's
we're just going with the flow. As and when the opportunity arises, we try to kind of use it to sensitize people. And kids of Pari's age, Pari's 4 now. So we feel that is the right age to start, the awareness, because they don't have any preconceived notions about people. So, and kids also, we have seen, they ask questions as to why Dhriti is behaving like this, why Dhriti is not talking when we are, trying to talk to her. So then we try to say, she's different. So this is how we have to approach her. So they're also learning, and they're also implementing whatever they're learning. So I hope whatever they learn through their experiences with Dhriti, they will use it, whenever they come across other people with differently able people in their lives.
Yeah. It's always like initially when we were in that stage, when we always think of how our child should communicate. But it's also the other part that we need to also focus on, to teach other people how to communicate with our children. So this, with so much of, inclusion and everything happening at home now, I can see that it's, very, very nice, very, very nice. So
and we
now
really can't fault the other people also because frankly speaking, before we had Dhriti and the issue, before we discovered that she was on the spectrum, we were also like that. When we saw different people, our reactions were, what do you say? Typically, we used to start judging and ask questions and say, "Well, why? What are they doing?" Without trying to understand what is happening.
Yeah.
What is the reality of the story? So we cannot really blame others for not.
True. And it's as you rightly said, Lailesh, it's like we can't blame people, but we can educate them, and that's what you all are doing. Educating the next generation, which is actually going to be a part of Dhriti's life. So this is really very nice. Thank you so much. And we'll be sharing a video now of the interaction with both the siblings, which is a very lovable video. I'm sure our audience will love to see this. So here we have Dhriti and her sister, Pari, doing some activities together.
Because of COVID, we are all, stuck indoors. So what we try to do is we try to engage the girls in activities where Dhriti also gets to interact with the sibling. And as you can see, Pari, she talked to her, doing all these activities, play activities. And this also keeps Dhriti engaged. And in the process, Pari also kind of learns how to interact with Dhriti and, basically have a good time. So with Pari's, presence in our lives, at least Dhriti, the need for a friend is kind of fulfilled.
Yeah.
Because of Pari.
The companion.
So they interact with each other, and Pari will kind of, make her do things, give her instructions, and do the activities together. So there's a lot of learning that is happening for Dhriti because of Pari.
Thank you so much for sharing this video as well, Lailesh and Dhriti.
We know that Shetties are a very closely bound family, so we like to know the role of the extended family members, like towards the overall growing up of both the children. How is it?
Yeah, Janice, we are truly blessed to be in a joint family setting. So our my in-laws are with me. So our parents stay with us. I mean, from day one we have been together. So with Dhriti also, I mean, it is indeed a blessing for us that they are here with us. And there are many, many a times initially I used to have a breakdown because of all the challenges that we are facing. So they were always there to support, and they used to always tell me that this is a phase and life will get better, and don't give up. We are here to support you. So they have been a constant source of support, pillar of strength for us. And when I conceived and I was carrying Pari, I was not able to dedicate much time with Dhriti, as I told you, and because Lailesh was not at home. But that was a time when my in-laws they stepped in, and my father-in-law, he took charge of Dhriti completely, and right from taking her to school, taking her for therapies, teaching her at home. I mean, that's when his journey with autism actually began. He started reading up on autism, and he made himself aware to what autism is, and how to kind of handle situations with Dhriti. And now for the past 3-4 years, his daily life is with Dhriti, revolves around Dhriti, right from the time she wakes up to the time she sleeps.
Our involvement is lesser.
Yeah, so he's more involved with her than us, and that is a good thing, because Dhriti also has formed a very strong bond with him.
Yeah.
Times she will not listen to us, but she will listen to him. So we are very happy that she's getting this time with her grandparents, and the grandparents are getting this time with their grandchildren. So the entire atmosphere at home is quite relaxed because of them. Because there are times when we feel very negative about our lives, but they're always positive, always smiling. Never once I have heard them complain, and they're always helping out in the house. My mother-in-law, she has taken charge of the kitchen, and she is managing everything. She's managing Pari's school also. So she attends the online class with Pari.
Okay, very nice.
So they have taken this up on themselves, and they have done this voluntarily without us having the need to tell them. So we're very happy that our kids have such loving grandparents, and they're getting this time to spend with them, and that their bond is really strong. So we're truly blessed to be in a joint family setting.
Yeah. And the same goes for my in-laws as well, Aarti's mother and sister. Thankfully, since we shifted from New Bombay to Kandivali, we are much closer to them physically as well. It's much easier for them to come down, and they do come down regularly to interact with the kids, to meet the kids, and have a bonding with them. You're fully aware of how Anu, my sister-in-law, Aarti's sister, involved with the kids, and how much she takes care of them. So we are really blessed to have a good support system. My parents, my in-laws. So like we said, our belief in God has gone up. After all this, there was a time when we thought we are everything. We can do anything, right? These are some things that we think at certain stages of our lives, but there are a lot of things which are not in your control, and they still affect your life. So what if those things go out of control? So if those aspects of your life are in control, you have to thank someone, thank a power which is above all us. So our belief in God goes up. So over the past few years, we really are thankful to God. Okay, He may have given us challenges, but He has also given us the resources to deal with it.
Yeah, and we can actually say that we've witnessed many occasions where we have seen what Aarti and Lailesh are just conveying, that they have a very, very close kin family, both sides. Like even I've seen Anu, who's Aarti's sister, who's an amazing person and who automatically gels with any child, And on the other hand, Lailesh's parents, we've been to their place, so we have a lot of we can see that
good memories
down the years, and we can see that automatically when they see even our children around, that bond or that positivity is automatically shared. So thank you once again for sharing this insight. And we were very well aware of your support system, but we just wanted our viewers also to understand that this is also a part of autism. So it's like how you get married. You don't get married with two individuals, you get married with families. So
Two families coming together.
two families coming together. And again, with autism, all the entire complete
The perspective of the
extended
full family changes basically.
yeah,
like,
the extended
yeah.
family is also involved. That's actually the key of any situation.
Just to
And-
add to that, Janice, even our relatives for that matter, I mean, they have all accepted Dhriti. I mean, we have not had any case where they have shunned us or tried to, keep us away from their gatherings, etc. So we get invited to all their occasions, and we do go. We take Dhriti also, and everybody is aware.
And they make in their own way
They try to make Dhriti comfortable, and
they
then
make the effort to make her comfortable.
yeah. So we are blessed with
They may not know how to do it, or they may find it challenging,
Yeah.
but they
Everyone
make
takes
the effort.
the effort.
Yeah, correct. But then the credit also goes to both of you all, because you all have actually maybe in some way you all have empowered them, and
Yeah, you all have
have
advocated
advocated for
Dhriti,
your
like, no?
for your child, that this is the way it is, and looking at your efforts, that's why also this comes, that the appreciation and automatically, because we see that with our relatives too, like looking at the efforts of what we parents do, then automatically they feel that yes, we need to give them support.
We need
And
to
I'm
stand by
going,
that.
yes, we need to. So it's very
And vocalization is very important, because see, till we don't tell them and we don't educate them, they wouldn't know. Just because you all have been open and vocal about it, it's only then the understanding comes, the relationship builds up much more.
So then, moving
right.
on, which is a very important and a very important phase, or what I would say, it's a daily thing that we parents who have differently able children should do, according to us, is your me time. So how do you all have your me time, and how do you all it can be either individually or together or with the kids. It's just your perspective that we would like to hear. Please share.
So for me, as you said in your introduction, I am fond of dancing. So I have enrolled myself into dance class, a dance class which happens over the weekends. So that is an absolute me time for me. So that's the time I take it for myself. And during the week, whenever it's possible, I go for walks, morning walks. So that again is a me time for me. And after a hard day's work, in the evening we watch some TV, or we binge on some Netflix shows. After the kids are asleep. So that is the time that we take out for ourselves, and that's when we kind of spend time with each other, and we talk about our day, and we talk about how things are going. And for Lailesh, yeah.
See, I love sports, so I always try to watch especially cricket games, which there are a lot going on TV all the time. So it gives me a good. It allows me to switch off from all the other things, routine things that are going on in life, be it work pressure or having to deal with the kids or any other things. So sports is a great outlet for me to switch off and recharge. So I do watch a lot of, if an opportunity provides, I try to play as well, or at least watch some games. Also, I love watching good shows on Netflix and the other platforms. So we get recommendations, so we watch them. That also gives us a break from our routine things. So these are some of the ways we
and
deal with
prior to COVID, I mean, we used to have our meetings with our friends. So I used to go out and meet with my friends once in a while. Janice, we have done that so often. Ladies getting together and having the husbands take care of the kids at home. But since COVID, that is not possible. But we at least try to have regular calls with our friends. So that again is kind of rejuvenates us and re-energizes us, and we feel good about life. So we do that. We keep in touch with friends. We talk to them and we spend time with them. And I think that is kind of keeping us going.
Well, very nice. As you rightly said, Aarti, this is the me time is actually required to rejuvenate and come back. Double your strength. To come back and work with your family, because there's a very strong saying that we believe in, that if you are happy, you can keep everybody happy around you. So it's not like, you only do things for others and you don't think about yourself. But that's very important.
So it's very important. It's good for the kids also, because you can't be with the child 24/7. It's suffocating for the child as well. So while they are getting their breaks, it's important that we also take our own breaks in our own way.
Very true, very true. So the last question now.
Yeah, any particular message that you'll like to give to our viewers, who are looking forward
to maybe extend their family when they have a special need child?
I think it's a challenge, and firstly accept what has happened in your life. That is very important, and don't be embarrassed and try to hide it. I know it's very easy to say this, but it's very tough in the initial years to accept the fact and open up to the outside world that we are in this situation. So it's very important you get out of that phase first. That will help you. That will solve a lot of your problems by itself. And of course, form a network with the parents who are in a similar situation. Try to connect with them. Like we have a very great set of friends, including Brian and Janice, and we have other friends also who are part of our group who are facing a similar problem. And being together has helped us a lot to deal with this situation. So have form those networks, form those groups to help you and help others as well. And on the question of going for having another child or a sibling, it's always a great idea. You should always give it a thought and go for it. There are only positives in that. It will help you a lot to deal with this, and also it will help your kid who is on the spectrum.
I think having a second child has brought a kind of balance in our life. So I think with Pari in our lives now, we are more social. So I attend birthday parties with her, which I have not done with Dhriti in the past. And we are more social now. So we have a good network of friends in the society as well. And because of Pari, Dhriti is also getting the necessary exposure. And she's also getting the chance to be in a social setting, which is helping her. So with Pari's presence, Dhriti's life has also, benefited. So, and Pari is also teaching her things, and Dhriti is learning from Pari. And the friend that we never had, so she sees that friend now in Pari. So things have been positive, and maybe when we will encourage parents who are thinking of going for a second child to look at it positively and go for it. If they believe it's going to bring a.
So thank you, the Shetties, our dear friends, for sharing that bit of advice, to our viewers. And it was nice interacting with you all. A lot of insight. Probably there are a number of times that we meet, but very rarely maybe we touch so much of an insight,
about these things.
Yes.
So it's like whenever we used to meet earlier also, it was the same thing. Maybe once in a way for birthday parties or at therapies. I think that is the common platform.
Meeting ground.
Yeah. And this is, COVID has actually given us a lot of learning. I would say that we are doing this kind of interaction, which is very different from our lives, what we have seen till now. So thank you once again, Aarti and Lailesh, and we always keep you all in our prayers. And thank you for being a part of our journey. That's very important. Thank you for being a part of our children's channel, the YouTube channel as well. And we pray and hope that our friendship continues. And
thank you, Brian.
And to add on to this, we look at you two, Brian and Janice, and the efforts that you have taken and the positive frame of mind that you both have in dealing with the situation. It's phenomenal what you two are doing. It is really beyond our... we cannot even imagine doing all those stuff, but we really are taking a great effort, and you're seeing the results now. I'm sure both the kids will bring a lot of laurels, not just here locally, also internationally, because they are doing really well. They are now set in their ways of doing all those things, be it swimming or skating and other stuff. I think both Joanne and Bryden will do
Yeah.
really well.
So you have set a great example for all us parents and the entire autism community in general. And thank you so much for giving us this platform, Janice and Brian. At least we could share our experiences, and I'm sure
Yeah.
the viewers will also benefit out of it. So thank you so much for this initiative, and thank you so much for having us today.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Thank you, guys.
So, thank you, friends and family, for watching another episode of us. Please continue to spread the awareness and acceptance for autism. Kindly share, like, and subscribe to our channel and continue to be a part of our journey for autism awareness and acceptance. Stay safe and stay blessed. Thank you.